Hello friends. So it's the evening time now and it's been storming all afternoon and I had planned on doing a garden tour this evening, so it's like sprinkling a little bit now, but anyway, I thought I would try to come out here and do a garden tour. Anyway, so you guys saw these last week. These three are some sort of tomato, can't remember what kind. Some dill, blackberry cuttings. I'm pretty sure a lot of these did not root at this point, so I might crack that open soon. That's a moringa, Meyer lemon, 2 bananas, which hopefully I'll remember to show you what my plan is for those. My shampoo ginger over here. I've got 2 big sprouts now. I think I have a good place for that too. So you know what? So these are my sweet potatoes. I was trying to make slips, and like, I don't know, they're like brown or purple. So maybe they're a different type of sweet potato. Okay, so I kind of like organized my seedlings today because I put a lot of them out in the garden. But yeah, so these are ones I'm still waiting to get bigger, you know. I don't know, do you guys want it there? Shasta Daisy, Lemon Balm, Black-Eyed Susan, Echinacea. Long story why I have 2. They're from different seed companies. I'm having problems with germination with one. Tomatillo. This is a paprika pepper. Velvet sunflower. It's like a pretty red color, hopefully. Tomatillo. Not a pino. This is like a jalapeno, but it's not spicy at all. I think this, yeah, chrysanthemum. More echinacea that's been there forever and it's not germinating, so I need to just probably throw it away. St. John's wort. Oh man, this is all filled with water. I don't know what to do. I guess pour it out. Oh, anyway. Matt's wild cherry. I'm gonna have to find someone to give those to. These, I'm bringing to a friend soon. These are Mexican sunflowers, the bush cucumbers, and more Matt's wild cherry tomatoes. These have been in the cups too long and they're getting like sick, but anyway. Comfrey, the root's in there. I ripped the leaf off because it was like having a problem from being transplanted. So anyway, I'm going to bring that to a different friend. These are marigolds. I'm going to see if that friend I'm bringing this to wants them. I'm going to bring her these blackberry cuttings as well. Over here, what is there? Dwarf moringa. I've only got 1 germinated, so I don't know. I'm going to give it some more time and see if that comes out. These 3 ever germinate. Carnival blend pepper. Man, all this water. That is Skydance salvia. Chrysanthemum. These are lavender cuttings I tried to root they didn't work out, but I'm just gonna keep holding on to hope there. And then I have more seedlings over here. Y'all don't mind my mess. So marigolds. So all of this stuff over here is pretty much stuff that I'm going to plant in my front garden. I have made like basically a cottage garden. It's still in the works. I'm working on it. And I can't wait to share that with you guys. Maybe by next Saturday's tour, it will be done. These are muscadine vines that I'm pretty sure are not going to root. Calendula, marigolds, some zinnias that I saved the seeds from last year, Mexican sunflowers, what are these? Oh, carnations. I'm excited about those. These are dahlias, and that's a dahlia. So yeah, that's cool. Over here, I just planted some more seeds today. So let's see, what did I plant? I have, let's see, pineapple, ground cherry, pink tongue eggplant, purple tomatillo. These are things that can really take the heat, so they can go in a little bit later. Let's see, Aunt Molly ground cherry. What is that? Bachelor button. different kinds of zinnias, some chives. I really like the flowers on chives. More zinnias. Yeah. And then these here are the, what is it? That, oh my goodness. Where, my brain. What is it? My video cut out. Okay. These are chamomile. Oh my gosh, do you guys hear that thunder? So I had a bunch of chamomile planted out in the garden, and I kind of took it out and separated it a little bit. So we'll see if they grow separately. Anyway, so that's that. Yeah. So last week, you guys might remember that I had just made this bed, and I planted some stuff in it now. Earlier today, I just put some sunflower seeds up there. They're like the Russian giant or whatever, like the big yellow sunflowers. Some dahlias, some calendula, and some cactus zinnias. So I'm excited for those. Hopefully they all grow up nice and big. This plum tree that I got from a friend is looking great. It's looking very healthy. So I'm very happy about this. Oh my gosh, all this wind. My poor watermelon. Okay, so anyway, the watermelon looks good though. You know, honestly, I can't remember what that is. Maybe a calendula. Those are bush beans that are probably not gonna do well. I planted some other melon seeds in here. What is it? Sugar baby. I just planted those. I can't remember if it was this morning or yesterday. Anyway, that's a scarlet runner bean, a jalapeno. I can't remember what that is, or that, to be honest. Some kind of melon or something. These two plants are tromboncino squashes. This really needs to be up here. But yeah, so I need to fix that. Okay, well, we'll do it in a minute. These two are some kind of pink tomato that were given to me by a friend, and so I'm excited about those. And these are, I already told you, that's an okra, which this squash is like grabbing the okra. It's like, help me, okra, help me. This is a calamandan tree. I think I've decided I'm going to cut the whole thing off, except for the part that's alive down there. I kept pruning it, but anyway. Yeah, let me meet you back on the other side of the garden. Okay, so we have the walkway here. I'll start on this side, I guess. These cucumbers over here, they're doing okay, but the ones that I planted on the other side are doing much better. So I don't know what that's all about, but I don't know. The nasturtium seemed to be doing well, which I'm pretty excited about. I think I told you guys that I had a bunch of raised beds before and they all got tilled under, and I'm finding that a lot of seeds are germinating from things that were planted in the other beds or whatever. Well, I had a bunch of Everglades tomatoes in one of the beds, and I knew that a lot of the tomatoes had fallen down or whatever. Well, they're popping up all over the place. That's so funny. I thought I picked them all, but now more are popping up. This is going to be a problem. Anyways, these two tomatoes are Florida tomatoes, and they're doing fantastic. So I hope that they do really well. They're supposed to do well in Florida with the heat and humidity, so we will put them to the test. The basil's doing good. Pretty sure that's an Everglades, but we can't be too sure. This blueberry plant seems to be bouncing back. This one was transplanted a few times. This table fell over into this garden bed whenever it was storming earlier, so you know, it's fine. We got a borage, marigolds. I just planted those today, and they were really root bound in this tiny little container, and they had to go somewhere. So I said, okay, if they're gonna die, let them die in the garden. And that's some kind of pepper that I lost the tag on, so you know, now it's in there with no tag on it, but it's still a pepper. That one, a couple of days ago, that's a Everglades tomato. A couple of days ago, though, we had a different windstorm, and like a little piece of it broke off, but I mean, she don't care. She's still good. These are obviously cucumbers. We've already talked about that. This is a bush bean that was a seed in a different raised bed earlier. And things just keep germinating. So some of the bush bean seeds I've let grow, but that one's not in a good spot. Everglades tomato. We have some of those marigolds I planted today. This is a blueberry plant that I'm trying to nurse back to health. You know, this is the place where things go to die, it seems like, but you know, it's all a learning experience. These are calendula, and they've been here for a few days, and they seem to be struggling. So I did give them some fertilizer today, so hopefully they do okay. Oh my gosh, I just saw lightning. Let me hurry. Okay. Borage, marigolds. These over here are California Wonder bell peppers and marigold. That's one of those volunteer bush beans. This specific marigold, not marigold, Mexican sunflower does not look so hot, but we'll see how it goes, because like these ones are all like bushy and nice. That one is not, so I don't know. Oh, I put one of the dead and dying marigolds there. Okay, that is a comfrey. The leaves have obviously seen better days, so when you transplant them, sometimes they get like real wilty. So you have to take the leaves off, and then they just grow right back. Like, see, it's shooting out new comfrey, but it's fine. I mean, if you can kill comfrey, I would have already done it. Not that I'm an expert, but that and that are blackberries. Funny enough, where I had these planted in a different spot on the side of my house, and like it's just not a good spot for them because I don't go over there that often. So I moved them over here. Well, they're popping up everywhere over there, like little shoots like that are just like all over there. I'm like, dang, this thing wants to live, because it didn't get watered or anything for like a whole year. Anyways, that's a marigold. Who knows what that is? Maybe a marigold? No, that's not a marigold. I don't know what that is. Maybe some kind of pepper. Marigold, nasturtium. That is, this is a Matt's Wild Cherry tomato. So we'll see how that goes. This is some kind of tomato. I think it's a Roma, probably. This is a blueberry plant that, again, I'm trying to nurse back to health because I have just all but murdered it. We got some nasturtiums over here. I can't wait till all the flowers like really get big. That's like my favorite part. This is some of that, oh my gosh, why can't I think of the name again? The stuff that I transplanted over there. What is it? It's chamomile. I say it different every time. It's like a whole bunch of seeds. So anyway, I had a chunk of it here and then a chunk of it over there, and I just like pulled it out very carefully. Like I got my trowel and everything. Then I separated all the little plants. So we'll see how that goes. We'll see. So I may have like a ton of chamomile plants, but you know, we'll see. I did put some seeds in the ground over here for this trellis. I put a Hearts of Gold cantaloupe, and look at me with labels. How long do you think these will last? Honeydew. So hopefully we'll have some melons on this side. Put some birdhouse gourd seeds over here, which I've been trying to germinate for like a long time. So this is my last birdhouse gourd seeds. So if these do not germinate, I will have to try again another time. This is, I don't know, maybe a Roma or something. It's been blown around a little bit. She's okay. I think these are all Romas, actually. I think all three of these are Romas. That is a bush cucumber seed, calendula, marigold. I planted these grocery store onions. I don't think I did a very good job, though, because they don't look very sturdy in there, do they? But, I mean, what do I know? Again, calendula. I gave everything a little bit of fertilizer earlier. I could share what kind of fertilizer and stuff I use. Again, I'm not an expert. I'm just like figuring this stuff out, man. This is some kind of pepper. Did we already do this one? I can't remember what kind of pepper it is though. And the problem was, it's a long story, but I had some seed trays that had some problems because, like, you know those little humidity domes? You can't just keep those on there. I didn't know that. I have never really bought seed trays before. I always just like use random things from around the house, you know. This year I thought I was going to be all fancy and get those seed starting trays with the domes on top, and I just baked all of my seedlings. I was really upset. But some of them survived, but I didn't know what they were because I had basically like already thrown it away. Anyways, whatever. That's a blueberry plant. Did I say that? Let's take a peek at these strawberries here. They're doing great. I mean, they're really doing good. They're gonna be ripening soon, so that's very exciting, since whenever we had our last freeze, hopefully the last freeze, we had a late freeze, and I had, like, they were probably more loaded than this whenever the freeze happened, and they all got ruined, so I had to pull all the berries off and throw them away. So I had like a whole bucket full of berries, and I was real bummed about it. Let's just turn around and look at this side. So I have a bunch of those marigolds that are like halfway dead, that were root bound and all that, just shoved in here. And that borage plant keeps getting eaten by something, but you know, if it's eating that, maybe it'll just get its fill and not eat everything else. Does that even work? Does it work that way? Probably not. But that's a borage plant, so maybe it will grow. These are Everglades tomatoes. They're okay. They're fine. They're very delicious. If you haven't grown them, you should. Even if you don't live in Florida, I'm sure they'll grow great, because I'm fairly certain that's going to be the last food on the planet. These nasturtiums seem to be doing very well. I wonder if I planted them first. Hard to say. That, I'm pretty sure, is a bush cucumber that I just planted today. But don't count on it, because I don't know. That's a calendula, and these are canary melons. We'll see if they do anything. They've been transplanted a couple times since they were born. And yeah, I feel like they should be bigger by now, and they're not. So this is mint. I think it may be going in the front cottage garden that I've created, so I may be moving that, but we'll see. Obviously, these three things here are marigolds. That is definitely a bush cucumber for sure. These are pole beans, so I'm very excited for them to be climbing the trellis. That's like my favorite thing, is seeing like a trellis full of greenery and flowers and fruit and things. Makes me very happy. Over here, that is the Everglades tomato. That is not in a very good spot, but I planted it there before the trellis. Like, you know, everything is a work in progress, and I hadn't come up with the idea of the walkway trellises until after the rows were already in place. And I was like, hey, it's kind of like a pain in the butt to be dealing with the water hose. Like, then it's like going all over the plants. So I was like, I need a path. Anyway, you didn't need to know all of that, did you? Now you do. Now you know. So this trellis was an afterthought, but a beautiful afterthought. All these trellises were. I love it. Anyway, that doesn't need to be there, but it was there before the trellis was, and it seems to like it there. So maybe I should leave it, but I also have 10,000 Everglades tomatoes. So like, if it doesn't make it, is it okay? Yeah, it's okay. These are nasturtiums. Man, my nasturtiums are really doing well this year. I have never successfully grown a nasturtium, and I may be jinxing it, but those look fine. This is a lavender plant, and I gave her a big haircut, and she has grown back, but she doesn't like the rain like this. So anyway, I'm thinking about moving the lavender to the cottage garden in the front as well. So I'm very excited to see that project unfold. These are, I think these are some of the leftover seeds from the mustard cover crop I did over the winter. That is a borage, maybe? Probably a borage. And I got some marigolds over here. This is a ground cherry. There was another ground cherry over there, but it was eaten by a cutworm, which I did later find. And I killed the cutworm. You know, I try not to kill things, but I killed the cutworm. These are Seminole pumpkins. I had a whole bunch of seeds in there, and I let these 3 live. They looked good, so hopefully I can train them that way. We'll see. Again, whenever I planted those, that wasn't there, so we'll see. These are Everglades tomatoes, and they are doing their thing. That's a rosemary plant, and I'm thinking that all of these herbs are going to go to the cottage garden, but we'll see what stays and what goes. Yeah, we'll see, because I have some trees and stuff that I want to put in these rows, so you know, if I clear out some of those things, then, you know, and then once the annuals are gone, it's all a work in progress, and I have a plan, roughly, sort of. Anyway, obviously that is a marigold. Here, the reason it's like kind of dug out like that is I had a whole bunch of random bush bean seeds, actually different than the volunteer ones. But what happened is I had all the seed packets out, and I was planting seeds around the place, and some of them are popping up, so I'm just popping them back down while I'm telling you what I did. And this is such a Jamie thing to do. So what happened was I had all the seed packets out, and then they were sitting on the ground. Then I started watering stuff, and I wasn't paying attention, and all the seed packets got wet. I was like, dang it. And there were like a ton of packets of bush bean seeds that I got from the Dollar Tree, because you can get like $4 seeds at the Dollar Tree or whatever. I'm not fancy. I mean, I get seeds from everywhere, not just Dollar Tree, but I also order seeds from like Baker Creek, and I just made a big order from In My Gardener. I'm really excited to get that. But anyway, I had like a whole bunch of bush bean seeds, and they got all wet, and I was like, crap. I was trying to dry them off. You can't do that. I mean, that doesn't work. So I just like poured them all in a bowl. So I have this bowl of mixed bush bean seeds, and I was like, well, here are my choices. I can throw them away, and then I will 100% chance not have any bush bean plants, which is fine. Or I can plant them around, and I will have mystery bush bean seeds. Mystery bush bean plants that may or may not grow, and whatever. It is what it is, you know? So I planted some. I didn't plant all of them. I still have a whole bunch of them in the garage in a bowl. So, I mean, we'll see. As things start to grow up a little bit more, I may just kind of like stick some bush bean seeds all around, because that's kind of like a good thing. I like to can. I love to can. It's like one of my favorite hobbies besides gardening. And yeah, so, and I love green beans, so here we are. Anyways, that's a Mexican sunflower, and it's doing the best out of all of them. And which is funny, because this row right here is just the native soil, which is just sand basically. And all I did was put a layer of compost over the top, like not even a thick layer, like watch. So like there's compost, and like you don't have to go very far to just get to the sand. You can't really see because it's wet, but anyway, it looks gray in there, which is not that far from black, but it's not gray or black. It's I don't know. Can you see that big pile of sand over there? That's from where they dug out my septic drain lines and replaced it, and there was just like offset dirt, and they left it there. That's my native soil. So that's what I'm dealing with here. Yeah. So obviously people are watching these videos that are not people I know, which yeah, long story about that, but I send gardening videos to a lot of my friends because I'm a nerd like that. And so I'm going to do it this way now. I live in Northwest Florida, right outside of Pensacola, and this is how our soil is. Some people are like blessed with this nice soil. I don't really know how or why that happens, but mine is that. So it's like a losing battle. I think that's probably most people's soil here, though. But yeah, anyway, I think I've showed you everything. Oh, no. I have more to show you. These are comfrey plants. That's comfrey. That's the Mexican sunflower. That's just the flower, not the chop and drop thing. Why do they got to be so confusing, right? if you watched my last week's video, then you would have seen I had questions about 2 pear trees that are missing now. So I got those pear trees for Mother's Day last year, one from each of my children. One of them was not born yet. Anyway, I was very excited about these pear trees, and I was all excited to start a new tradition about, like, you know, getting fruit trees for Mother's Day every year, and you need 2 for them to pollinate or whatever. Well, they have fire blight. So, yeah, the fire blight was not something that could be contained because it was just too far gone, because I didn't know what fire blight was, I guess. Like, I had looked it up online, like, what diseases do these pear trees get, and I saw fire blight, but to me it didn't look like it. Then I asked a gardening group, and they said, oh, that's definitely fire blight. Then I looked up more in depth about fire blight, and I was like, oh yeah, okay, it is. They both have fire blight. I don't know how they both got fire blight, because they're not right next to each other. But also, I don't really understand how fire blight works. And I guess I don't have to now, because I don't have pear trees anymore. They're in the burn barrel. So, yeah, I was really bummed out about that, though, because, you know, they were a gift from my kids. I mean, my 4-year-old, my now 10-month-old. They didn't pick them out. I picked them out. My husband bought them. So, anyway. So, they're gone. I'm asking for a mulberry tree this year, which seems to be more manageable for me. If you guys want to talk about the banana tree, let's talk about the banana trees. I'm thinking about, so this will be another row, 4 feet worth of a row. Then there'll be a walkway, another 4-foot row, a walkway, and then another 4-foot row and a walkway. So there'll be a lot more garden here. And I'm thinking about putting the banana trees right here. Oh, also the rows are going to go all the way down to where that calamundan is. So all of the rows will be extended, and these raised beds will come out. All this will be completed by next spring. That's my goal. We'll see. I mean, we'll see. But anyway, I was thinking about putting the banana trees, maybe even right there where that hole is, both of them right here, to kind of offer a little bit of shade to these comfrey, because they don't like the sun. Every day they just wilt down. They're just they get tired and can't even. So I was thinking maybe that would be a good place for them, because they have a lot of shade, and I don't really know where else to put them. It's probably not advised to put them in your garden, but none of this is advised, and I don't often ask for permission. Anyway, this is a tromboncino squash, and I keep getting little squash babies, and this one right here. Ooh. Did I mess you up? What did I just do? Did I invert you somehow? Oh my goodness. Ugh, I don't know what I'm doing. Anyway, this squash baby had a flower, and I guess it's a female flower. Is that how that works? And there were no male flowers. So am I supposed to remove this squash now? There's so many coming on. I'm so excited. They're all over. See? I hope I get a lot of squash off of this thing. I'm really excited. I've never successfully grown any squash. This one is supposed to be vine borer resistant. So we'll see. We put that to the test, that's for sure. It wrapped itself around that leaf. It's giving itself a hug. Anyways. Oh look, Barry's crazy cherry tomatoes. 2 of them down there. Maybe I can train them up as cattle panel, or maybe they'll die. We'll see. Okay, this is the only calendula that looks big. And that is another watermelon that keeps getting blown into the way. But more views of my strawberries. Okay, I'm rambling at this point. Do you guys want to see a sneak peek of my cottage garden? Sure, let's go take a look. All right, so there was already a small garden here where I had these azalea bushes, but the azaleas are not happy, and I'm not exactly sure why, but I'm pretty sure they need some fertilizer. But anyway, So I've extended it and like obviously made it a little wobbly. I'm gonna put a lot of like heavy mulch on it, and I just have a vision of like all these huge flowers and beautiful things, and just like in there, and like some stepping stones in between so I can like walk through them and stuff. This water hose, I have like a little, you know, those little boxes that you can like wind up the water hose in. And I'm gonna put some stepping stones there and hook that up. I gotta get a little, I have to get like an attachment for it. Anyway, yeah, so I'm going to plant a lot of different herbs and flowers and things up here. And then on the side here, there's my rain barrel that needs to get hooked back up. On the side here, I'm going to plant my shampoo ginger and maybe some other things that like a little bit of shade. So the sun rises obviously in the east, which is that way, and then sets in the west behind me, which is setting now. And then obviously that way is south, and then this is just shaded, basically, is what I'm trying to say. And yeah, so I'm pretty excited. Like I can't wait to see this like fill out. Hopefully it meets my expectations, and yeah, I'm pretty excited because you see our yard, like we got gutters, and I thought it was going to solve a lot of the problems with like drainage, but it doesn't, because you know, like when it rains here, it just like really pours down rain. So like it all washes down, and like we can't keep grass because it's just sand, and then like the water washes through. Like we'll plant grass seed or we'll put down sod. We've done that. We've lived here for 5 or 6 years, and we've done that, like put grass seed or sod or both multiple times, and this whole part right here, we just can't keep it because it just flushes out. Same thing with this little flower bed over here. Like the gutters don't hold the water. It just spills over the top of the gutters, and whatever's in this bed just rushes out. I have some zinnias planted in there right now, but I think I planted them too early and they've gotten cold too many times because they don't look so hot. I've never had a problem with zinnias before. So I'm thinking about pulling all of these out and putting some new zinnias here. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Anyways, that's that. I can't wait to show you this with everything planted in it, hopefully next week. Anyway, hope you guys have a great week and, you know, reach all of your goals and stuff. So, okay, bye.